Welcome to Conversations with the Great Dead, the podcast where we invite the thinkers who shaped our past to dissect the most urgent issues of the present. Today, we welcome a man whose ideas have been invoked, debated, banned, and revived for nearly 2 centuries. Philosopher, economist, revolutionary, the ghost of the class struggle himself, Karl Marx. And what will Marx examine today? Not factories, not feudal lords, but something arguably more complex, the gig economy. Uber, Fiverr, TaskRabbit, DoorDash, freedom to work on your terms, or exploitation repackaged in sleek UX design? Let's find out. Karl Marx, welcome. We host you to examine a labor system radically different in appearance from your 19th century industrial world, yet perhaps familiar in function.
Thank you. I have seen your Uber drivers, your freelancers, your content creators, each with no master, yet all under the rule of the invisible algorithm. It seems capital has changed its mask, not its nature.
So you are saying gig economy is just a capitalism in another outfit?
Precisely. You now carry your own means of production, your car, your phone, your body. You call this freedom, but it is the old formula. You sell your labor, and someone else owns the platform.
Let's talk about alienation, one of your main concepts. You describe the worker as alienated from the product, the process, and themselves. But today, a gig worker might choose their own hours, select their clients. Isn't that autonomy?
Illusion. A man who chooses when to labor, but not whether to labor, is not free. He is merely managing his own servitude. A gig worker receives orders through an app. He does not know his boss, he does not shape the product, and he is paid per task like a machine. This is alienation made more efficient.
Some would argue they prefer this flexibility to a 9 to 5.
They prefer it not because it is liberating, but because it is less unbearable. This is not emancipation. It is micromanaged precarity.
You once warned about the capitalist owning the means of production. But in the gig economy, the boss is an app, a neutral platform, right?
But the algorithm is not neutral. It is code shaped by profit motives. It sets prices, determines visibility, punishes lateness. It is the perfect capitalist, tireless, faceless, and unaccountable. Workers compete not with each other, but with their own data profiles.
And customers?
They too are data points, commodities in a transactional loop. Capitalism has not disappeared. It has disappeared into the interface.
Who is the modern proletariat, in your view?
Anyone who does not own the platform but must labor to survive. This includes Uber drivers, freelance designers, Amazon warehouse workers, content moderators. Even those glamorized as creators are subject to platform capitalism.
But they have personal brands. Is that not ownership?
No. If your income depends on a platform that can demonetize or deplatform you at will, then your brand is a leash made of pixels. Ownership without control is fiction.
Herr Marx, do you see hope for resistance? Or has capitalism absorbed it all?
Capitalism is endlessly adaptive. It sells rebellion as fashion, markets freedom as productivity. But contradictions remain. Workers are isolated by apps, but also connected through them. Digital tools can be used to organize, expose, and disrupt. The platform can observe, but it can also be observed.
Are you suggesting a digital proletariat could rise?
If it recognizes itself as a class, yes. If it shares grievances, builds solidarity, and reclaims collective power, yes. But not if it remains fragmented by gig illusions and personal hustle myths.
Let me share some real stories. A delivery driver sleeps in his car between shifts because he can't afford rent. A freelancer works 80-hour weeks but cannot afford health insurance. What do you make of this?
It is the same song I heard in the mills of Manchester. Only the tempo has changed. This is not freedom. This is modern serfdom with customer ratings. And those who design these systems live in wealth beyond feudal lords. The new capitalists are not men of industry, but men of data.
So exploitation is still the heartbeat of the system.
Not only still, it is now masked as empowerment.
So what would a Marxist alternative to the gig economy look like?
Not merely better wages or more flexible contracts. These are concessions, not revolution. A true alternative requires worker-owned platforms, cooperatives, universal protections, and freedom from dependence on labor for survival. Technology should liberate us from toil, not repackage it as entrepreneurship.
So, socialism for the platform age.
Yes, but not socialism as nostalgia. A new synthesis of democratic ownership, technological literacy, and human dignity above metrics.
Herr Karl, one last thought. If you would say one thing to a gig worker today, what would it be?
You're not alone. You're not a product. Your exhaustion is not failure. It is a signal. You deserve more than stars and tips. Demand more. And know this, a specter is still haunting the world. The specter of the exploited reclaiming their power.
Thank you. To our listeners, next time you order takeout, book a ride, or post a gig, remember, every convenience is built on a system. Question it. If you enjoyed today's conversation with Karl Marx, be sure to subscribe, rate and share. Next time, we'll talk with Carl Gustav Jung, founder of analytical psychology, about social media, the archetypes of online identities. This was Conversations with the Great Dead. Until next time, and stay conscious.